Last year, two beloved classic Belgian comics made it to the silver screen, The Adventures of Tintin and The Smurfs. One was the long-brewing brainchild of cinema icon Steven Spielberg, the other directed by the guy who did Scooby-Doo. Purists of both the comic strip and the moving image lamented Sony's cash grab in comparison to Paramount's homage. But movie audiences felt differently. While The Adventures of Tintin made $373 million worldwide, sinking quickly to the bottom of the U.S. box office with just $77 million, The Smurfs raked in an astounding $563 million worldwide, with double of what Tintin grossed domestically. That's why Sony quickly greenlit a Smurfs trilogy, while the prospect of more Tintin movies is dubious, especially considering that Peter Jackson is now making 3 Hobbit films instead of 2. Meanwhile, The Smurfs 2 has already been shot and is currently in post-production, racing toward its July 2013 release date. And because the first movie made so much money abroad, for the sequel the Smurfs are going abroad. What's the plot? Well, it turns out that Hank Azaria's villain is hot stuff in Paris. First Jerry Lewis, now Gargamel. But despite his newfound fame, he still wants to harness the power of the Smurfs, so he creates an evil variation of the Smurfs called the Naughties. Hey, everyone loves a fun villain, right? And now Azaria will be joined by the voice talents of Christina Ricci as Vexy and J.B. Smoove as Hackus. But when the Naughties don't work out, Gargamel kidnaps Smurfette, as she's the only one who knows how to turn the Naughties into real Smurfs. That means it's up to the Smurfs and the Winslows to travel to Paris and rescue her. Smart move, as the first Smurf served as a travelogue to New York City, complete with a fight scene in the city's most famous toy store, F.A.O. Schwartz. However, when Alvin and the Chipmunks went on vacation, also last year, it resulted in the lowest grossing film in its franchise. Is that because it's now the age of the Smurfs, or because the family film market is becoming oversaturated? After all, Chipwrecked had to compete with Happy Feet 2, Arthur Christmas, Hugo, the Muppets, and Tintin. And as we all know, there were no real box office winners in that bloodbath. But back in 2007, supposed contenders B-Movie, Fred Claus, Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, and The Golden Compass had already fizzled. That left enough room for both Enchanted and the first Chipmunk movie to clean up. As for The Smurfs 2, it'll have to compete with Despicable Me 2, DreamWorks Animation's Turbo, and the Phineas and Ferb movie. Do you think it can take them? And are you one of the moviegoers who contributed to the first Smurfs' significant haul? If so, are you excited for the sequel? And if you didn't see the first film, are you now just a little bit curious considering how much money it banked? Be sure to share your thoughts down below. I'm Grace Randolph, and this has been a Movie Bite. You can watch more right now.